Greg Abbott is pushing lawmakers to choose between citizens and criminals. This is Thursday, May 8th, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State, the Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Welcome into Thursday. Thanks for spending part of today with the Texas Minute. Some left-wing college professors are unhappy about a higher education reform proposal that's moving through the legislature. More on that coming up. The Houston City Council voted this week to continue a program prioritizing certain contractors for city contracts based on the business owner's race or sex. Because of a federal lawsuit, the city conducted a disparity study which found no significant disadvantages for Hispanic and Asian-owned businesses in either construction or professional services, nor for women-owned businesses in goods and services. City officials initially proposed removing these groups from the minority and women-owned small business enterprise program in those sectors, but then didn't do so. The council's vote to accept the study's results but not change the program leaves the door open for future changes as the city navigates ongoing litigation. So basically in Houston, the content of your character and the value of your work are of less importance than the color of your skin. Attorney General Ken Paxton announced that 6 people, including 5 public officials, have been indicted and arrested for election crimes related to a vote harvesting scheme in Frio County. The case dates back to late 2022, but wasn't handed off to the Attorney General until 2023. Under the election code, vote harvesting is when someone is paid to obtain votes through coercion, intimidation, forgery, or theft of mail-in ballots. Several college professors testified this week against a proposed reform that would end the so-called shared governance in higher education and create new oversight for curriculum standards. By way of background, shared governance describes a system in which universities' boards of regents share power with the faculty. It's come under scrutiny after repeated revelations of left-wing ideology being pushed by university faculty through that governance model. The state constitution gives oversight of the state's colleges and universities exclusively to the gubernatorially appointed regents. During a House hearing on Senate legislation that would limit the decision-making power of faculty senates and place them in a strictly advisory role, university employees spoke out against reform. They derided the legislation's impact on, quote, academic freedom, claimed it would beget, quote, censorship, and accused legislators of politicizing higher education. A representative from Texas Transgender Non-Discrimination Scholars worried that the proposed measure would dismantle instructors' ability to teach LGBT themes and queer theory at the state's public universities. Look, I hate to break it to them, but that's literally the point of the legislation, so the taxpayers aren't funding that nonsense. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Why get your news from people who don't share your values? Get news stories from Texas Scorecard. We provide real news for real Texans. Go to texasscorecard.com today.
Governor Greg Abbott is turning up the pressure on House lawmakers to pass bail reform, one of his key legislative priorities. The governor hosted a roundtable in Austin yesterday with law enforcement officials, policy leaders, and victims of violent crime to advocate for a proposed constitutional amendment that would strengthen Texas's bail system. Basically, his proposal would require judges to deny bail for those accused of violent crimes and allow prosecutors to appeal bail decisions that may endanger public safety. The Senate passed the constitutional amendment by a vote of 28-2 in mid-February, but it's been sitting in the House Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence for nearly 2 months without any action. You can find details on all of the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Joseph Trimmer, Ian Camacho, Adam Kahn, and Brandon Waltons. Our producer is Nick Shepard, who got the podcast delivered to your ears. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.